so I pretty much went over my brows with a little bit of a glue stick. You don't necessarily have to block out your brows for the step. However, I'm gonna be using very strong adhesives and I kind of want my brows to stay in there. So again, just took an ordinary glue stick. You can even use pros-aide to block them out. So we're gonna go ahead and switch over to voiceover and let's get started. To start off, I'm taking pros-aide adhesive and placing this right at the top of my nose and also in the back of the prosthetic. And I'm working on applying the prosthetic from the center of the face outwards. Now, you want to go ahead and kind of centralize the prosthetic first and then make sure to very carefully just stick down the rest of the prosthetic, being very careful with the edges as well. You don't want them to roll back or else you're going to end up with a bump. So just work your way carefully, sticking the prosthetic flat against your skin. And again, be very careful with the edges. So once the edges are laying flat against my skin, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit more pros-aide to help blend them out a little bit better. Also, this kind of secures the prosthetic in place. So if I start sweating or moving my face a lot, I know that the prosthetic is not gonna start lifting. Then I'm using a little bit of translucent powder on a fluffy brush and placing this over the pros-aide to get rid of the shine. This also prevents the pros-aide from sticking to itself around the mouth area. Now, I started off with a base coat of a really dark red color, and then we're gonna go ahead and start layering everything else on top. So after that, I did a mixture of white, orange, and light green Paradise paints by Mehron. And with a stippling brush, I'm gonna go ahead and start building up the color over the dark red, and this is gonna be the skin from the witch. So the reasons why we place the dark red underneath is to simulate all the colors that are underneath the skin. And now we're gonna start building up her skin color over top of the red. You're also going to tell that this is going to capture all the details from the prosthetic, so anything like wrinkles and pores are actually going to get captured, which makes it a lot more realistic. To see how everything was gonna look like, I already did one side of the face and I'm gonna go ahead and repeat everything on the other side. So I'm taking my hybrid paints from Proaiir. This one is in the shade Old Age Blood, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and start airbrushing this along the prosthetic. I'm using this mainly to contour and deepen certain areas. So the eye sockets, I'm also using this for the wrinkles, my cheeks, my temples. I'm pretty much just using the airbrush to give me a softer finish when it comes to shading. If you feel like you went a little overboard with the airbrush, just take the previous brush with a little bit of the excess paint from before and just brush this over the prosthetic. Now, to really get into these wrinkles, I'm taking the Supracolor palette by Kryolan. I'm taking the cream paints 071 and 082, which is technically a black and like a really deep burgundy. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little brush with a little bit of the paints mixed together and really getting on those wrinkles and on those fine lines to enhance them. And then I'm taking my finger to blend out the cream a little bit better. I also took the black on my ring finger and placed this right in the inner area of the eye to make my eyes look even more sunken in. I'm gonna go back over the wrinkles with the airbrush and with the brush with the leftover paint, again just softening everything out a little bit. Then I'm gonna take my very used and abused Skin Illustrator palette from PPI Premier products. Now, you saw me spray a little bit of 99% isopropyl alcohol to activate the paint. Skin isn't only made up of one color, it has multiple colors in there, so I kind of wanted to go ahead and add a little bit of a green tint as well. And then I'm going back and forth between adding more shadows with the airbrush and then with the cream paint on the fine chip brush, just to make sure that everything is a little bit more even. With these types of looks, there's always a lot of back and forth going on, so be very patient, and then at the end, you'll have more realistic results. Now painting the moles using the black cream paint from the Kryolan Supracolor palette. I'm gonna go ahead and add some warmth to the skin using the red shade from the same palette. This is shade 079. Now I'm taking my ring finger and kind of placing this along the edges of the nostril and also the edges of the eye sockets because I really wanted that bloodshot, very sick look. Now I went ahead and I popped in some contact lenses, added some red liner and black tooth enamel to make my teeth look nasty, and I was pretty much done with this witch/old swamp hag look, whichever you want to call it look. Now I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Now if you guys want to follow me on social media, the links will be down below, as well as the list of products that I use in this video as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!